Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
And welcome back into Pure Adrenaline Sports, everybody. This is John coming at you with episode 2 of Behind the Bag podcast. I started this last Mets offseason and wanted to do it more during the Mets season, but that did not work out. But before we get into the Mets offseason news and stuff like that, once again, thank you everybody so much for the support over the baseball season. We covered all 162 Met games, and a disappointing and rough ending to the 2025 season. But we'll get into what's ahead for 2026, and let's get underway here. Let me make sure there's no comments yet. There are no comments yet. So the first big loss we'll go through some of the losses first. Then we'll go through some of the trades, the additions they've made, a comment from owner Steve Cohen, and then we'll look forward to what might be next for episode 3. But before we do that, once again, it is Christmas Eve here in the States. I know we get people watching from all over the world. So Merry Christmas Eve. Have a Merry Christmas tomorrow. And let's get into it. The first big loss, and this one hurt me the most, losing Edwin Diaz. Diaz goes to the Dodgers on a 3-year, $69 million deal. So that one was tough. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. We'll get into the Devin Williams trade. You can leave your comments in the chat as well. I'll respond to those as well. Or if you're watching this after the fact, I will respond to your comments down below the video as well. But yeah, 3 years, $69 million. It sounds like the Mets were close in that offer, and he never gave them a chance to either beat it or match it. So it tells me he wanted out. He wanted out of New York, and there's nothing as Met fans that we can do about that. So I know we got some people in the chat already voting on the poll. We have 3 votes already. F. Mets giving the Mets an F off-season grade so far. I will give my grade at the end. Yeah, F. Two for F and 1 for 33%. Listen to me. Words. 2 for C and 2 for an F now. So once again, leave a comment in the chat. You should be able to do that while I'm live. And let me know what your thoughts were. I know it says we got 4 people watching. Let me know what your thoughts on Diaz leaving for LA were. And I'll get back to those comments as we can continue going through some of the losses here. We lost Alonso as well. I knew the Mets were not going to give Alonso a 5-year deal. The only way Alonso was coming back if it was on like a 1 or 2-year deal again, like they gave him last time. But he got his 5-year deal, $155 million in Baltimore. I don't like that deal for Baltimore at all. Alonso goes to a team I can still root for him on, as long as he didn't go to the Yankees or Phillies, somebody like that. So I'll still root for Alonso. But yeah, the Mets were not going to give him 5 years, 155, nor do I think they should have. Baltimore's not going to like that contract in another year or two. Bad 5-year deal, unless there's some opt-outs. I can check Spot Track real quick to see if there's any opt-outs on that. But yeah. While I wait for some comments, see if we get some comments during the live. Maybe people just sneaking a quick look on their phone while they're hanging out with family. All right, Pete Alonso signed a 5-year, $155 million contract with the Orioles, including $12.5 million signing bonus, and it's $155 million guaranteed. So he gets the whole thing. Wow. So no opt-outs, no nothing there. So, hey, good for Pete for getting his money, but I am glad that the Mets did not sign that deal. So another big loss that I didn't like, another guy I wanted back was reliever Tyler Rogers. He ends up going to the Blue Jays on a 3-year deal, $37 million. I don't know if the Mets were actually in on him or not. I don't know if they made any kind of offers, but that one stinks. I don't like what they've done with the bullpen so far. I do like a couple of the signings, but overall, I'm not happy with the bullpen so far. So I don't know. Is it not letting people comment? Doesn't matter. Let's keep going because people might be watching on the replay and don't want to hear me talking about that. All right, some of the other losses. Ryan Helsley, which was a terrible trade. I mean, Helsley, great in St. Louis. He was horrendous with the Mets. He signs a 2-year deal for $28 million. Gregory Soto. I liked Soto when he was with the Mets. I didn't realize he had over a 4 ERA, but he signs a 1-year deal for $7.75 million with the Pirates. Cedric Mullins. I know a lot of us were not happy with that trade. He ends up going to the Rays on a 1-year deal for $7 million. Danny Young signs with the Braves on a 1-year deal, just under $1 million there. And Ty Adcock signed with the Padres. It was a 1-year deal. The money has not been disclosed. Disclosed yet. So don't know what's going on there. So a couple of the offseason trades we made. We got a trade here. Brandon Nimmo for Marcus Semien. This also gets to the fact why they traded McNeil as well, because Semien's going to be able to play second base. But Nimmo goes. He sounds like he was part of the problem in the clubhouse. Not only, I always say in our live chat during the Mets games, no politics in the chat, and it sounds like this was a big issue in the Mets clubhouse with Nimmo. And also Nimmo wanting to be captain, where it sounded like Lindor was supposed to be named captain. So I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on the Nimmo for Semien trade. And also the Mets made a trade the other day. They got rid of Jeff McNeil. They do get a young man back. He's 18 years old, Yordan Rodriguez. He pitched 8 games in the Dominican Summer League last year. He had a 2-0 record there with a 2.93 ERA and a 1.24 WHIP. Daniel Berry is here. What is up, Daniel Berry? Oop, I got to click on it over here. Daniel Berry saying Merry Christmas. Hey, everyone. What's up, Daniel Berry? Merry Christmas to you as well. So, yeah, I don't mind this trade. It reminded me of Milwaukee when I forget who they traded in Milwaukee, but they got a young pitcher back by the name of Freddie Peralta, who was young. Nobody knew who he was really, and I'm not saying Rodriguez is going to turn into Peralta, but you never know. Hey, our friend DK is here as well, saying what's up, Postman? Merry Christmas from Florida. Merry Christmas, DK. How have you been, my friend? Hey, Jacob's here as well. There we go. Now we got some people hopping in the chat saying, John, Merry Christmas, buddy. How are you doing this evening, Jacob? Merry Christmas to you as well. Yeah, just going through the Mets off-season and stuff. This podcast format is something I hope to do more of. Started it. I did one episode last year at the end of the Mets season. Wanted to do some during the season. Didn't get a chance to do those, but I hope this is something I get to do on maybe a weekly basis during the season and a couple times a week during the off season. So wanted to get this one out, had all the graphics ready. I was almost done with all the graphics, and then the McNeil trade broke the other day, and I'm like, oh, I gotta hurry up and do another one. So we got that one done as well. But keep voting. I know it says we have 12 people watching right now. Keep voting in the poll on what you think the Mets offseason has been so far. So those are some of the trades the Mets made. Now let's talk about some of the additions they have made. I don't know if Williams is going to end up being the closer, but he comes over to the Mets on a 3-year, $51 million deal. So I do like that Williams. I thought we were going to also get Diaz back. So that did not work out. That would have been a great 1-2 punch in the 8th and 9th inning. Christopher, breaking news, Harrison Bader sides with the Mets. Per my inside sources. Yeah. Okay. Good luck with that. DK says, hit that like button and sub if you haven't yet. How about learning how to grow up and act like a human being on the internet? How about that? So Devin Williams, right now, you would have to say the Mets are going to pencil him in as the closer. Depending on any other offseason moves. Fairbanks was a guy I want. He ended up going to Miami. Then another addition the Mets got. The Mets end up getting Jorge Polanco from the Mariners. The Mariners really wanted Polanco back. I do not think they were going to go as high as 2 years, $40 million. I like that deal for the Mets. A little high, I think, on the AAV, but they get a player they really liked. And continue adding to the bullpen. They get Luke Weaver from the Yankees. 2 years, $22 million. It would have been great to have Diaz back once again, but, overall, they are building. I can see the bullpen they're building. I would like another piece or two. We definitely have to add more starters. We'll get into that here in a little bit as well. We still need some help in the outfield. All right, trust me. And yeah, trust me. So you can listen and not chat. How about that? Trust me, you can listen and not chat. So Luke Weaver once again adding to that Mets bullpen. So one other move they made, one of their own, Richard Lovelady, a guy that they kept DFAing last year. He officially signs back with the Mets on a 1-year deal, $1 million. The MLB draft is always held in June or July, I believe. June or July. I can get you the exact date. Merry Christmas, Johnny. How are you? Let me see if I can find that for DK. 2026. Oops. 2026 MLB draft. There's the draft order, but where is the draft? The White Sox ended up with the number 1 pick. Let's see here. When is the 2026 MLB draft? July 12th and 13th. I knew it was in the summertime sometime. And it will be taking place in Philadelphia as part of the All-Star. Oh, it's now part of All-Star Week. Okay, I like that. So Lovelady sticks with the Mets. Some of the guys that are still available. I'm not saying the Mets should go after all these guys, but like Bichette was somebody I would have been interested in if they didn't get Polanco and Semien. But there's really no need on this team for him now. Kyle Tucker is still available. Cody Bellinger is a guy I know the Mets are interested in. I don't know what kind of salary he's looking for. Framber Valdez, I do not believe he is signed anywhere yet. Bellinger, Real Muto, Bassett, Marte. No, Framber Valdez still has a qualifying offer on him, so I'm not sure if the Mets will actually make a real push for him or not. Who else that I don't have pictured might be available? We've talked about Tucker. David Robertson's available. I know he wanted to sign with the Mets last year. Alex Bregman. I mean, what a horrible job. What a horrible job of opting out of that contract. He was due to make $40 million this season if he didn't opt out. And he's not getting any offers. So he's not going to be able to. So he might have to sign a 1-year deal in the offseason somewhere. So, but depending on what the Mets do to add starting pitching, I do not think they're in on Bregman. The only guy I think that they honestly might be in on as far as outfielders are concerned is Bellinger. Bellinger can play multiple positions, including first base. Really don't have a first baseman on their current roster, I don't believe. It'll be interesting to see on who they're going to call up. Benj is a guy I know most Met fans want to see called up as well. But then we had something. I do not get many notifications from Twitter sent directly to my phone, but one of the people that I do get notifications from is Mets owner Steve Cohen. And Steve Cohen took to Twitter a little bit here. He says, as typical, the usual idiots misinterpreting a Post article on Mets payroll for 2026. I can't imagine our payroll to be lower than last year. It's always hard to predict, but that would be my guess. And I think the Mets, yes, they still need starting pitching. They still need some bullpen. They still need an outfielder, a first baseman. But yeah, right now their moves have not been horrendous. Did we lose, Alonso, a homegrown talent? I mean, Diaz has been with the team, 8 seasons? So, but then Cohen comes back a little bit later and says, payroll watchers always forget to budget for waiver claims, player movement from minors to majors. That's big to me. That means some guys might be coming up, and trade deadline moves. That's how it typically works. So it'll be interesting to see where if a guy like Skubal gets traded in the offseason, or if Detroit waits until the trade deadline. I don't know where he would be more valuable, like if they were to do it now or wait. So let me know your guys' thoughts. If you are listening in on the podcast version, thank you so much. We are on YouTube. I do live stream these episodes on YouTube before they're available and uploaded on podcast form. But thank you all so much. Once again, happy or Merry Christmas Eve. Have a Merry Christmas tomorrow. More episodes coming up, especially if the Mets make some off-season signings. So enjoy your holiday seasons. Have a happy New Year, and we will be back for episode 3 soon.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight.